With that, we're going to bring in business and markets analyst and NewsMax contributor Seth Denson. We also have accounting professor at Montclair State University, Dan Geltrude. And then here in studio with us is former NASDAQ and business reporter and business analyst Krysia Lenzo. We have a packed house today. We are ready to go. Okay, let's start with the markets. They finished the day up again this morning. Futures are also up ahead of the opening bell. Okay, so while many companies are reporting losses, the other day we just talked about Home Depot reporting a massive loss. On the other hand, retailer Walmart posted first quarter sales that beat expectations. Krysia, to you first. What does Walmart's outlook say about the economy right now?
So Walmart is one of those companies where they're basically counter-cyclical. So when there's high inflation, we're experiencing price increases, people are going to go to Walmart to buy their products. And that's what we're seeing here with the earnings that just came out. People are buying groceries, their everyday necessities. That being said, when it comes to discretionary items, they are pulling back. Unfortunately, Target's earnings were not as good. Home Depot's were not as good because of that very reason. But Walmart seems to be doing great because, again, they have those great prices that people are expecting.
They have fantastic prices. You just mentioned Target. I want to stick with that. So another one of the biggest retailers, Target. I mean, they're saying that they actually lost an extra $500 million, and that's all from organized crime at the retail stores this year, just compared to last year. Dan, to you now. So, I mean, my goodness, how are these companies going to recover from the massive amount of theft? You see stores like Nordstrom, Walmart, all pulling out of places like the Pacific Northwest because of this crime. I mean, what is there to do?
Well, they're already doing it, Alex. They're shutting down locations. And the reason that they're not left with many options is these localities in which these stores are located can't get cooperation from the standpoint of going after these criminals. You know, different places have rules like, well, if it's under $500, we're not going to bother, or it's under $1,000, we're not going to borrow. So that's literally a license to steal. There's nothing retailers can do about it except close shop and move on.
I mean, my goodness. And plus, under $500, it just adds up and it adds up and it adds up. And you're seeing the impact. Let's move on a little bit. So the war between Disney and DeSantis just continues to rage on. Disney's latest move is actually abandoning plans for a new campus in Orlando that would have brought some 2,000 jobs to that area. On top of that, Disney announcing it's now closing its Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser in September. Seth, what do you make of these moves from Disney?
This is business, not politics. That would be my assessment here. And don't get me wrong. I mean, the DeSantis story is a juicy one, and people like to say that this is a smear in the face of Ron DeSantis. It's not. I was just in Lake Nona about 2 weeks ago. Trust me when I tell you, it's the wrong place for a Disney setup. It is a quiet golfing community, mostly made up of people from Great Britain. They wouldn't have wanted this. It would have been a bad move, and it was going to be an expensive move. On the Star Wars Galactic thing, that is just the fact that it costs a lot of money to run that deal. And while it is very popular, sometimes you just got to make business decisions, and that one needed to go. This will be interesting to see how Disney continues to press forward, trying to get their stock price back up. Right now, it looks more like one of their roller coaster rides.
Seth, you just made some fantastic points, really separating politics and DeSantis from what Disney is doing. It's all about business. Really, really great points. So for those who may be in the market for a new car, there's actually some positive news. Consumers are beginning to pay under the MSRP for cars again. I mean, Krysia, remember when customers had to pay way over the sticker price during the pandemic?
Oh, I do remember, because cars were super expensive during that time, and it all had to do, as we know, with supply and demand. And in this case, there is not as much demand for people buying new cars. That's why the prices are coming down. According to Kelley Blue Book, new cars are about $48,000 at this point in time, and $14 less than the previous month. So some stats there. But basically, yes, there is a lot of demand, or less demand than there was during COVID. People are not as keen on buying new cars at this point in time.
Yeah, and like you said, it's just an extra spending, and people don't have that extra money right now. Meanwhile, Ubers, they're coming up with a brand new program that both parents and teens may love. Dan, to you, so how does the rideshare's new family program work? Do you think it's safe?
I love this concept. So in the past, you had to be at least 18 to set up an Uber account. What Uber is doing now is they're basically setting up a family plan where you could have kids as young as 13 now signing up, and the app is shared between the parents and the kids. So with the craziness that we all have in life right now, here's an opportunity for parents to safely transport their kids from point A to point B without actually having to do that. And because the accounts are shared, the parents can actually watch what's going on. They're also going to be using more experienced drivers and highly rated drivers to make sure these kids stay safe.
Yeah, that's a very important point. It's the families and the parents can actually watch the rides, so they have complete control over everything. They see everything. That's very important. Finally, Starbucks customers, they're having meltdowns over a change in one ingredient to their drinks. Seth, it seems silly. It seems it's insignificant, but apparently a lot of people are iced up about it.
Changing those ice cubes, Alex. They're going with a smaller, more flaky version of the ice cube. I don't care. Just give me more coffee. I didn't come to spend $18 on an iced latte that is all ice and no latte. I want my latte. So if it gives me more coffee, bring it on. I don't care. Put rocks in it for all I care.
People are very upset about this. They like a certain type of ice. And then I was seeing if you order a drink without the ice, but you want a cold drink, they actually charged you more for it.
Well, yeah, because they actually have to put coffee
in it. They actually have to put the actual drink in it.
It could be good, though. It's more like a crushed ice, sort of like a latte.
So it might be good.
Yeah,
you know, we're going to have to try it out.
Yeah.
Dan Geltrude, Seth Denson, and of course, Krysia Lenzo. Thank you all for joining us this morning. It was a whole lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, up next, what we've